There we go. So I had to just delete that so I did. So let me just fix my bits and hopefully we can continue on. Hopefully I'll give everyone a wee minute to flutter on in and I'll fix up the chat so I will and get all that up and running. So hopefully that's not too bad. God damn it, Venture. God damn it. Yeah, there you go. No, don't worry, I got it deleted, so I did. The only thing I need to do is I need to update the thingy name sweaty. Timeline reset. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Let's see, is this working? Are we back up? Yeah, we're back up. So we're back up. Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's not worth fucking about with that. So I deleted that one anyway. So it should be sweet. It was deleted forever, or that's what they tell us. Anyway, let me just get the title sorted out, and I'll get up how to get the books. So I'll put that in the description, and just so it's there. So the book. There you go. Avengers Old School blog. More like, gimme salt, am I right? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So, 1 second. What? Well, you know what? It doesn't really matter because I'll fix up the title and whatnot afterwards. So I kind of have to repeat myself because I had to delete the start of that because YouTube, you know what I mean, just to be on the safe side with them. Clip saved, email to yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Better off. One of those ones. So look, let me go back and just because I really want this video to be, you can just show people and we can get into it. So this book, get it. All right. What are the problems with the book? There's a lot of good stuff. The only bad stuff is the way it's been produced. In my mind, I love this book in every other regard. However, I fucking hate dust jackets, especially whenever he went through the hassle of making this look so nice. And then he's got a big dust jacket on it, which I also love the artwork for. But just give me a fucking ribbon, man. You know what I mean? That there. We have been bamboozled. Yes, we were. We were. Let me tell you what we Oh, there we go. There we go. Back up and running anyway. So, the other things are, so far I've reviewed book one, which I really enjoyed, but it's probably the worst of the series. And this here book is the third book, and it is sleazy to say the least. I kind of like it. You could tone the sleaze down, and it'd still be completely fine, but it's in there. Like, you know, it's definitely got the got the most amount of teddies in it. At one point, there's like a crown abortion, which I think is pretty funny. Not gonna lie. But yeah, hold on, let me get this up. So, why would you bother getting this book anyway? It's really fucking good, and there's nothing else kind of quite like it. If I be honest with you, um, it's just I kind of have to just show you guys for you guys to get an idea. I suppose I should also talk about Venger a wee bit. As I say, I kind of have to go over. Sorry for you guys that were watching live. I had to reset, you know, cause issues. However, Venger's just kind of strange. That's the only way I can describe him. And this is one of the big problems I see with him is because he's so divisive. So pretty much he's like a Giga Trump guy. In tabletop RPG circles, that's not really. Let's be serious. Most tabletop RPG creators tend to be very left leaning, and a lot of people don't like him for that because he's very outspoken about his views. But like, I don't know. I don't. I honestly couldn't care less if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like for instance, I enjoy Morgborg, and them guys are fucking Antifa. You know what I mean? The only time I would really go hard at it when it comes to like politics would be honestly Wizards and like Paizo and a lot of those big companies. But see if it's just like a guy producing like whatever he wants and like putting it out, and if I enjoy it, I've got no issue with being like, yeah, I enjoy this. You know, a lot of people aren't like that. You know, how about? Oh, here, you know what? Actually, I'll show you. There is one clown in this if I remember. Oh, I'm gonna take this dust jacket off just for this video. I've been keeping it on. But yeah, just give me a fucking ribbon, because it's a big book, and it would be really nice to be able to see where I was half the time. So, I think it's the first scenario. Here we go. So yeah, that's the type of stuff you're going to be dealing with. Can you see that? Hold on. Let me put it up on the other, on OBS, so I can see better. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff you're going to be dealing with, which I kind of like. But look, I'll turn down the. I'll get back on the desktop here in a wee minute. So, what's good about it? What's shit about it? First off, I love it. It's really fucking silly, really over the top. It's not going to be for everyone. It's really not. I'm telling you right now. This is, and it's not the type of thing you could just play at like a random game store. If I'd be honest with you, you know what I mean. A lot of people aren't going to be interested in this sort of thing. I, on the other hand, love it. I think this is honestly comic gold, and there's some bits in it that are just really good. And honestly, it's good. See what I love about it? There's some bits in it where James provides classy. There's a lot of stuff in this where I see a lot of people complain about Morkborg because they say it's too simple, it's too straightforward. I think Chult has got a really good blend of that, though, where he never explains more than what he has to, and he just says what it's all about. You know what I mean? He just talks, like, you know, and there's no arson about. There's no, I feel like there's no chaff. You know what I mean? Hey, boss, the live stream I can participate in. Hey, there you go. Well, here, at least you didn't miss the first one, the first go. This is a take two because of gay porn coming up on the screen, not gonna lie. But, like, you know, hey, like, it is what it is. So, look, let's get on to it and show what the book's all about, and then I'll come back at the end and give a bit more to actually talk about, you know what I mean? So let's turn that off. Front cover is lovely. It really reminds me of if I go down here, let me just show you. See this fucking art, like, see if you ever been to, like, yeah, there you go. That's exactly what the art style is all about. I love it. It's really grown on me. James is real, not a disappointing what? No, I'm a real person. No, what are we gonna do? What will we do? Well, just keep it like that for the rest of the video. Well, I'll just come in like this. Like guys. Nah, fuck that. Anyway. So, oh, sorry. Boop. Let's get what the book is all about. So let's just get into this and show you guys what's actually in the book and stuff that I really like. And honestly, there's nothing that I really came across in this book that I thought was dog shit. Like, you know, I thought everything that he is in this is quite interesting to a certain extent. You know, my face when he's not a Marvel bust. Please query AI generated. Yes, of course I am. Of course. So here's a map of Chult. It's a wee bit bigger than the first book because, again, it kind of expands. The first book's kind of all about the Incel Gamma. It's got a few other bits, but it's mostly about the Black Pyramid. This one kind of expands. This book is set. It can be set before or after, but in and around the same time as the first book. It's really up to you and how you guys want to do it. The core premise of this book is the Spice. I'm just going to call it Spice because he calls it something very, very similar, but essentially Dune, alright? Off-worlders have came to fuck up the planet because they want spice, and they've turned the locals into drug addicts and everything else. It's a very post-apocalyptic setting. You could mix, honestly, I'm trying to think what all it's mixed with. It's a really heavy Dune, really heavy Lovecraft, really heavy 80s Saturday morning cartoons, honestly, and a lot of modern day political, what would be the right word, culture war stuff is thrown in for good mix. But I'll let you guys be the decider. I'll just go through these. One of the other big problems I've got is he doesn't tell you, like, what's actually this is just 4 worlds. It's alright. You know, it's kind of interesting, but I'm not going to spend any time on it here. Essentials, what's the book all about? Overview, what's happened. That's what I was just talking about. It's set, when and about it's set, and all about how this new, well, it's not exactly new, but this miracle spice is wanted all across the galaxy. Oh, some new leases, Blue Velvet Elves. I thought they were kind of cool. Essentially, people, like, skin them because they really want their skin. Grog, I was kind of disappointed with that. I think he could have turned it a lot funnier, but like it is what it is. Human half elves, Vor. He just straight up called them Vor for like. Right, I'll just leave this one out. Part reptilian, part bird. The brownish green humanoid race is extremely tall, averaging 7 foot. Their body is both feathered and scaly, like elves, and Vor can fly short distances. Why would you call it Vor? I wonder. They have no mouth, consuming with wings with both hand gestures. Tele- Telepathy, rather than ingesting food into the nomad manner, normal manner. Vor, so pretty much they just lap them up and eat them. Yeah, exactly. Spice must flow. You guys get it. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of good. They're okay. He's just pretty much added a few things for the first book. See, this is one of the problems that I've got with this type of the way he does this, and it's something that I don't want to personally do. Is I would really like it to be one book would be like the core rules and everything in it, and then he would do like another book that would just be like set. And all these books are kind of like a weird hybrid of rules, extra stuff, like just extra like monsters and enemies and everything else. It's kind of like just what he's been doing in his campaigns, and he's just like been putting them into books as he goes. Does that make sense? Which again, it works for him, and it expands the setting so much more. But at the same time, it means you kind of have to buy all the books to kind of stay up to speed and to have all the information available to you. Do you know what I mean? That, and also he's updating his own system constantly. He's got two systems: the D20 Crimson Dragon and Encounter Critical 3. But I haven't really had a good chance to read Encounter Critical 3, so I don't really want to talk about it too much. But I did read the second update. I wasn't overly impressed with the first version of Crimson Dragon that I read in the first Chult book. This one had actually some interesting bits that I thought added to it, and I thought was actually kind of more interesting. But I still don't like the way you don't have a character sheet. So personally, I wouldn't really bother using it. But it is a D20, so like honestly, you could play 5e if you wanted with this book. You could play any OSR set, and anything that uses D20s, you're pretty much golden for. You know what I mean? And even then, he's kind of went very rules guide, so it's very easy to adapt to anything. Like if I be straight up with you. So without further ado, I love this stuff. Morale. Why does morale have to be? Why does it have to be difficult? Why can't you just like? Why does morale have to be baked into every creature? You know what I mean? Do we really have to make it so complicated? Why not just roll a d6? There you go. Job done. Something like that, I think. What is it? What are we looking at? We're looking at Chult Book 2. Webcam, this here. No character sheet. How do you... Exactly. I've got no idea. That's the thing. I don't know if it works for just Venger, his style, but like he just doesn't have a character sheet. So I don't know. Like I'll show you guys the set the goals that he personally uses, but like honestly, you could honestly use anything in this. Like if you wanted, you could use old school essentials. If you wanted, you could use 5e. If you wanted, you could like honestly anything D20 based. You're pretty much good for. Because he has kept it very goals light. But I really love this sort of stuff. Like morale, keep it easy. Reaction, keep it easy. I actually have stolen some of this, if I be honest with you, for my class war book. Just saying. I actually really like it, and I thought it was pretty well put together, even though it's very simple, but that's kind of what I love about it. Why do things have to be difficult all the time? Well, it's not that it's difficult, but why does it have to be so wordy? Why does everything have to be so over the... You know what I mean? Just a roll of dice. There you go. Job done. Sometimes that's just... Why can we not just be like that more often? But then people are like, no, it needs to be more GURPS. Like, don't get me wrong, GURPS does a great job at what it does, but sometimes less is more, And I don't know, maybe for me, I like to be focused more on the actual gameplay than, you know what I mean? That's just for me. Anyway, so disguise or armor, this is all pretty good. This is some stuff where you're like, just some character generators. It's okay. All right, Lancaster, how you getting along? Alignment. What can you say about that? There's absolutely nothing to say. Hireling's henchman, that's okay. Loyalty. I love... Now, this is something I don't know if I talked about too much, but this is how he does his stat blocks, and I'm dead. My stat block for the World War One game is slightly more complicated, but I've put more stuff into it. But I kind of think this is almost not far off being perfect if you wanted just a a D20 beast system. So hit dice, attack bonus a +1, attacks 1, damage 1d6. And then look, health 10 health, AC 10, CV 10. That's all you need. And then look, you got a special and what type of treasure do they have, and that's it. And honestly, you could drag and drop this, as I say, into a lot, and that's kind of what I like about it. And this is why I don't get why Chult isn't more popular, because it blends everything so well. I suppose that's more of like an OSR thing, where, and again, it's more of a GLOG thing. And this is the type of stuff that kind of annoys me with a lot of 5e players. Whenever like they're like, oh, I don't want to step out of my comfort zone. This you could. There's not much difference. There's really not. Like, if you really must, you can play 5e and use this book. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Sometimes that just annoys me, just how simple it is to convert on the fly. But, like, some people just, they just have to be like that. You know what I mean? Motivating adventurers, that's always easy enough. Social hierarchy, that's kind of interesting. You don't really get that in a lot of books, I don't think. A lot of people just don't think about that. Like, about slaves, about beggars, about, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't think about that sort of stuff, and it's nice that he put it in. Of course, if you're going to be like someone like Pundit or whoever, who's like, well, actually, that's what, you know what I mean? But that's what he specializes in. But I think this was a nice touch to add in, you know what I mean? Death is not the end. I really like this. This is actually a really cool idea, and I might take that. I think I really might steal this for other stuff that I'm working on. They want the brand, not this. Yeah, exactly, and that's what kind of annoys me with it all. It's like, it would be so easy to convert this. You've got no excuse. Like, why? What is your obsession with? Oh, but this doesn't say 5e on it. I can't play this. It's like, yes, you can. It's no issue with converting. It's D20 beast. You're gonna be fine. You really will be fine. You can take a lot of the same stats over, and you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? But, need help you. Yeah, it's nice that he put it in. I think it's nice that he put it in, how people react to you. It's something that you don't really see a lot of, and I kind of thought it was cool. And again, he didn't go overboard. He kept it simple. You know what I mean? There's no... What's the point in being difficult for the sake of being difficult? My sunless days leave fair skin unblemished. See, mate, I'm actually not too bad. My sunburn's worn off, so it has. Spacer background, off-worlders. Essentially, like, this Chult is just a planet in one of Avengers' other ones, that Alpha Blue, I think it's called. I haven't actually read anything about Alpha Blue. I've only read his Chult and his Purple Island stuff, which I both really enjoy, but I don't really know much about it, bar some of the stuff that I've seen. Like, a lot of these are intertwined, you know what I mean? I think a lot of this stuff is like set in books, but it's also got a healthy dose of lore. Like, it does have its own system connected to it. It's kind of hard to explain, you know what I mean? But, well, it's not really hard to explain. Touchables, whatever. Let's keep going. Fuchsia Malaise, are you addicted to this stuff? Haze, dehydration, you're going to be in a desert. Murder Hobo Regrets, I kind of like that. That was actually pretty cool. So it was, say a prayer for a fallen. Notify the victim's next of kin. I think that was actually a pretty good idea. Why? Because normies are a blight upon the land. Yes, they are. Yes, they fucking are. And I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. But anyway, let's keep going. This isn't even into the really good stuff. This is just stuff that he's added on. Like, it's like he tacks stuff on, but all this stuff is almost universal. So that's what I really like about it, because I think, like, you can take any of this stuff and use it into any other game, which I kind of like. It's almost like everything that he does is system neutral within reason, and that's why I don't get why his stuff isn't more popular, but I suppose I'll explain why his stuff isn't more popular later on at the end of the video. How does that sound? So, faction beliefs, what are they, like? Fascism, communism, socialism, watchmakers, atheism, cabal, gnosticism, alienist, like, there's a lot of stuff to go on here. I actually kind of like it. It's good enough generator, but there is better generators out there, so let's keep going. NPC traits, again, kind of nice to have, especially for, like, if you've gotten to run like a full campaign. How useful is this NPC? Again, quite nice to have. A lot of generators, but let's keep going. Please drug and just visions. Again, I think he could have done a lot more than this. Like, why would you only do a D6? I feel like I'm going to be like pundit here, but in my game, I did a D100 table. Even though it was actually Sneak that did half of them. But you know what I mean? I kind of feel like, well, in my game, I did that. I don't care. Like, pundit does that all the time, so I couldn't help myself, okay? You know? Hallucination Aftermaths. That's alright. Again, I feel like, why does the Aftermath have, like, a D8 table have to be bigger than the hallucination table himself? You know, I think if he was going to do this, go, like, really hard at it, you know? Or maybe even, like, you know, turn these, well, you could turn these kind of, like, they're semi-plotix, but not quite, you know? It's okay. It's okay, but I think more would have been cool, but, like, eh. What does the demon offer you? That's actually quite good. I like this. But again, could have been bigger. Well, it didn't have to be, actually. This is more adequate for what it's all about. Interactions, let's just keep going. Diamond in the Rough, keep going. Magic items, this is okay, but it's got tons of magic items, so I've got no idea why he only did this, because he just sprinkles magic items throughout the entire book. So I kind of feel like this is a waste, because he's got loads of magic items. You know what I mean? Fuchsia Shadows. Let's keep going. Right, let's get into it. A lot of the stuff's really nice, and I think a lot of the stuff is system neutral within reason. So I think this is handy for a lot of people, but it is meant for child. This city's okay. It's nice enough. It's full of like it's all about paying tax, if I be honest with you. But it's a pretty good city. So it's more of like an in-depth one. He did this in the first book, where he kind of did like in-depth into like certain places, you know. So I wonder if he's going to spend more time in all of his other ones. Hold on, let me see what page we're on. We're on page 54, so I go back up to the top and show you guys the... Yeah, you can see, so that's only... Which city? That one there? Well, you guys can't see it because I've got the cursor removed. But anyway, let me go back down to where we were. Yeah, 55. Exploring the city. It's pretty good. You know, everything here. If you wanted to not make it sci-fi, you could easily make this like a sword and sorcery sort of city state of sorts. I think honestly, you could easily remove all the sci-fi elements and make this generic sword and sorcery, and it works, and it's kind of fun. But again, like, you know, that's up to you. I kind of think, even though the book is dedicated towards the universe of Schult, I still think you could use this stuff for an awful lot of other stuff. But anyway, like, let's keep going, because this isn't the stuff that I'm really interested in. Like, there's more of his like carnival artwork, but I can't help but really enjoy it. Sorry guys, my voice is already starting to go, so that's not good. Unlikely events, a D100 table, quite nice. That, again, they're all pretty much plot hooks, which is lovely to see. I'm not really going to go into them, but I think, like, you know, he does a good enough job. You know what I mean? I think I like them. Like, that's all I can really say. You see, this is the thing. I hate spoiling stuff. I don't want to like be like, yeah, this happens and then this happens. I kind of would like to leave it for you guys to make your own minds up about it. I think this book's worth getting. That's all I can really tell you. You know what I mean? So Wasteland encounters, again, big desert, which is kind of weird. He only makes it a D12. You know what I mean? Compared to all his other ones. He's kind of weird when it comes to like random tables. Sometimes he does massive ones. Other times it's like, I don't really need to do all that. But I suppose it makes it work. You know what I mean? Like, I suppose like if you were going to turn it into a bigger table, are you going to fluff it up with just shite? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the way I would view it. Like, you know, I think what he's putting in works, you know, and I don't think he's putting in too much. Well, he puts in anything that comes to his mind, but that's Venture's style. So I think I'll try to get more on point with what this is about. A second, I have all three, and they're awesome. They are good. I honestly, I was surprised at how much I was sitting on the fence for a long time over Venture's books. So I was kind of like hand in hand, and then I had a bit of extra money one month. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, and I got myself the first book. And I would argue that the first book is the worst of the series, and I loved it. You know, so that's all I can tell you guys. You know, I really enjoyed it. So, you know. Anyway, Traveling at Night. Let's get down to like Meteor. Yeah, this is the big crown thing. So He's got a ton of adventures in this book. There's a good few of them. I can't remember how many he's got, if I'll be honest with you, but there's definitely enough. You know, you could definitely run this for a fair amount of time. So I don't really want to show off because what I will go into a bit more. Oh, you know what? Where is Thanos? Let me find Thanos again. Where was he? Actually, I know I'll be able to find him easier if I just open the fucking book. Because I remember kind of whereabouts he was. And then I'll just get the page. It's a good parody. Honestly, it's one of the better parodies that I've seen in a while. Let's see. The Orifice. Flesh Pits. Nope. There we go. Page 81. He's on. Let's go to 81. Here we go. Oh, why is it saying 81 here? But it's... Oh, right, okay, it's on the next one. So, totally not Thanos, guys. Thanos. There you go. So, it's not easy going through life with a ball sack for a chin. Yeah. It's like, see, it's all getting like that. And honestly, it's really fun. I don't know. I enjoy it. It's not for everyone. Otherwise known as the Mavu Mandler, Thanos is a wheeler and dealer from Galaxy 5. His self-righteous is only outmatched by his ambition. For years, Thanos has been amassing resources to wage war upon the Federation. In his eyes, the Federation is too corrupt to rule over so many. However, the Federation is too large to fight even with an army. Thanos has been looking for the Rainbow Gemstone of Ultimate Power. See, he does shit like this all the time. Like, see, that's one of the obvious ones. That's one of the ones that you're gonna have no problem with, like, being like, oh, right, okay, that's what he's parodying. But, like, some of them can be, like, kind of out there, and some of them, like, I kind of just wish he had a key. And it could be like, here's a news article talking about what I'm actually talking about. You know what I mean? It would be nice sometimes because, again, this book was written in 2019. So it's kind of hard to, like, you know, it's kind of hard to think back about all the mad shit that happened even just like 2 months ago, let alone now. You know what I mean? Old school pulp sci-fi vibes. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. But anyway, so if he has all 7 gems fitted into his specially made cod piece, yeah, so it's not a gauntlet anymore, it's a cod piece. No one will be able to oppose him. Several of these gemstones are on Schult, which is one of the reasons why he's on this planet. These rainbow gemstones of unlimited power are luminous even under twin suns of Schult. However, when seen by demon sorcerers or elves, the gemstones radiate an inordinate I can't say it, as if one were looking directly into the eye of a god. Each gemstone has different colors of the rainbow, and one more with each special ability. Yeah, exactly. Before time. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. So, red once per day, you can destroy an individual at will. The red gemstone is currently in Workan style tea set in the subterranean cave near Baltan. See, Baltan, is he talking about? Is he on about 40k here? You know, see, it's stuff like that where I feel like he has like names for stuff. It's like, is that 40k? I don't know if it is or not. Or Kano, like, you know, again, Kano, is that Camino? Is that Start? You know what I mean? See, I haven't had a chance to look at the Dune RPG yet. See, the problem is, whenever you see stuff with, like, official licensing on it, it tends to be kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, is it just a cash grab? I'm always kind of worried about it. You know, I hope it's good, but honestly, see, if you want to, like, something wacky, I would recommend just going for this, if I be honest with you. I think this is just as good, like, you know, for what it's aiming to be. You know what I mean? It's the closest you're going to get, you know? But anyway, hold on, let's keep going. Well, basically, you go through all the gemstones, and again, you could easily run a campaign just on that alone, collecting all the gemstones for the COD piece, you know. So let's see, what's Thanos' stats? Oh, he's only got 55 hit points, 20 AC, and a 10 plus save. Plus, he's got 2d8. Special, Thanos wields a dual-bladed laser sword that does exploding damage. The first battle that anyone besides Thanos uses his special designed laser sword, they wield it with disadvantage, as if As if he finds them, Thanos will attach the gemstones of power to his codpiece. The codpiece was specially created to hold and harness the raw power of all 7 gemstones. Thanos currently has the yellow one. That means he can force the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth out of an individual. You know? So, there you go. Again, you could easily just from that one page alone, you could go on a full adventure. You know what I mean? So, let's keep going. Scenarios. The flesh pits. Again, I don't really want to show off too much. So this is okay. I'll give another one something that's a bit of a nitpick on my part. You know, something that's a wee bit of a nitpick, and that is I play a lot of games on virtual tabletops, and like there's one map that he has in this book that's perfect for virtual tabletop. But see something like this, it kind of it works, but it's time has changed though. He does have access to AI art now, so hopefully, and I know he's loving the AI art at the minute. He's going a bit mad for it, so hopefully we get to see a bit more like the actual monsters. Hopefully, we could use a lot more of the artwork from the book because he's got so many monsters. I would really love to be able to have something to stick across, And again, hold on, let me just show you the map. Let me see what page is on. Elysium. Let me see. It's on page. Page. It's not gonna. Why is it this page? 130 roundabout. So let me just remind where I am. Let's go to page 130. Here we go. That's perfect. See, that's more like it. That's perfect. I think that's really good to be able to use for virtual tabletops. I really, really like that. Some of the other ones aren't as good, if I be straight up with you. But that's perfect. And again, the amount of stuff in this, it's a big dungeon, but it's not a mega dungeon, which I really like. I don't know, maybe about. I feel like you could get through this, and this is the big one. This is like the main event for this book. I think you could get through it in about maybe 6 to 7 sessions. Something like that. If you really went hard at it. Probably realistically more like 10. But again, I don't really want to spoil too much. I'll show off some of the stuff that I really like, though. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. But that's kind of the stuff that I've kind of got, where some of the maps are I'm going to use this for virtual tabletop. I would really like more virtual tabletop support. But again, Venger's in his late 40s, early 50s. So again, he's kind of an older guy, and he's got kind of, from that older mindset, where he plays a lot of games in person and a lot of games. He does play a lot online, but you guys get it. He's kind of got a different worldview when it comes to the whole stuff. But I maybe it's because I also come from more of a wargaming background personally. But I love, if I'm playing in person, I need to have models on the table. I would love a battle map. I love get me the whiteboard out, for the love of God. The better it's drawn, the better. It just works for me a lot more. See the idea of doing theater of the mind? Yeah, I can do it, but I feel like I'm asking about a lot of I'm asking a lot of what ifs. Can I do this? Hey, now old. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? D&D, you're okay, you are kind of old. It's not that's not a bad thing though. It's not a bad thing, right? That's all I can say. But let's be serious. There's definitely a different mindset. And again, would you not agree that I come from a wargaming background, not a roleplay background. Role-playing games I only got into. Hold on, let me think. So I got into war games, specifically 40k, when I was about 7 or 8, and I got into role-playing games when I was about 21, 22. You know what I mean? So again, I would say I come from a wargame background, and for me, I'm all about dice models on tables and stuff looking really good. And again, he does do that, but some of them aren't as good as others. However, that doesn't mean the adventures are shit, because the adventures are quite fun, I must say. And again, that is something that I need to get back up, because I feel like this book, as good as it is, the first 2 adventures in this book aren't wacky enough. This book is. The one that we're talking about today, this one, it's got all the wacky shit that I really want. And if you want something that's sleazy, you got this book here, you know? So there you go. That's the best way I would describe it. Let me turn that webcam on. What was 8 years old like? What do you mean? That's whenever I started getting into 40k and like war games in general. Um, Mind you, I played with my brother and he was a cheating bastard, so you know there's always that. But no, that was whenever I first started playing like a 40k. You know, so as I say, I come from much more of a wargaming background than a role playing background, but that's also more to do with role playing games really were not popular over here. Like they did exist, but there wasn't half as, and even today, see like war games way bigger. Like it's not even comparable. I would say, um, out of 10, I would say you would find one. It'd be one role player to 10, people that play war games where I live anyway. Like the comparison is just so off. It's way more, way more. You know. um, you heard there was a gay boy stream? Yeah, well, there I had to cancel that, Megan. Sure, what, you know, because fucking I had to like restart the stream, so I did, for God's sake, you know, because I was showing them. Remember that one I showed you earlier, Megan, the one with that weird like ASMR one. It was fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'll need a link to Venture, so I'll be like, here, you've got an admirer, you know. But anyway, look, let's keep going. I don't really want to show off too much. I like this one. This is an okay dungeon. There's better in it. Flash Pocket. It's pretty good. It's okay. When I say it's okay, the thing is, it's not that it's okay. It's just I feel like there's better stuff in the book. Do you know what I mean? But I still think it's good, and I'd still run it definitely. You know. I like this one. This one's quite a fun one. So it is. You could really have fun with this. Again, I feel like I hate spoiling shit. I'm gonna go to the main event. How does that sound? I really like this one. This one's good. This one's actually really good. So it is. I was reading through it. They'll post it again. Here, overview. So the tomb of Valzine is far enough away from Zath that hardly anyone from the city goes there. Its destination full of peril, with presumably little reward. There are no great treasures promised, nor esoteric wisdom waiting to reveal itself. It's just the burial temple of a sorcerer priest and weird teal lighter named Valzine. The walls of I can't even say the name. I see the amount of fucking apostrophes. It's ridiculous. I need to start just ignoring them, like, you know, and then I can maybe read them for fuck's sake. But I can just about speak English. So anyway, tombs are jagged, blood vein crystallized, darker over time, exposed to demonic energies. The sorcerer these channels in life and possibly death. I'll show you one of the limbs in here just because I thought it was really funny. But they're all kind of like, oh, here we go. So Play-Doh sculpture, dried Play-Doh colored. So yeah, it's like an evil top tier, evil, super deadly tomb. But there's a Play-Doh sculpture in the room, you know what I mean, along with a glitter demon. So there you go. That's like, this is the type of book it is. I really enjoy it. This is my type of shit, but it's not going to be for everyone. So dried rainbow colored Play-Doh, albeit muted and dull, clumped together without rhyme or reason, and awful to behold. The entire thing is 8 foot tall and nearly as wide and deep. Additionally, the words are haphazardly scrawled in red upon the wall. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's James. I fucking hate that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a adventure thing. But look, let me get to the one that I thought was really funny. Just to show you guys, Purple Island Passage, Sarcophagus, Super Santis, Postmodernists. Here we go. I love this one. Limb 12, the Postmodernists, and then Limb 13 is the Postmodernist. So anyway, I'll read out this page because I thought it was kind of funny. So, a diverse assortment of humanoids live in this room. As the PCs enter, an argument unfolds between two of them. I'll just skip that, but I'll tell you who these people are. So, Bernark believes that we all live in a future submarine. He's had a very promising career as a mathematician, but as no one on Chult has cared about math since the apocalypse. Oh no. We got Waycoke thinks that Schult would be a better world if everyone shared everything. He inherited thousands of talents, which his parents died over a decade ago. Wacon pissed everything away on an expensive print run of a luxurious hardcover books. Definitely not something to do here, you know. What are we looking at? We are looking at. Let me open it up. Schult, book 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you the guys' dust jacket. I think it's a really good book. I really enjoy it. I just kind of want to show off. I would recommend, honestly, just like watching this from the beginning, and then you'll probably get a better understanding. Because I really don't want to be going to and from, because it's like the book's already fucking wacky enough, but I really enjoy it. So like, I don't really care. anyway, so yeah, these are all, of course, postmodernist types, and then you've got the anti-monist types. So we got. Oh wait, no, which one's the communist? Oh, here we go. That was one of them. So Desi. So remember, this was written in like 2019, early 2020. Sees reality as a struggle for power, and those who struggle the most should be granted the most power. Pardon me. She graduated first in her class from Gillette University a few years ago. So yeah, that's a stab at. Do you remember the whole Gillette commercial thing? Men need to do better. So yeah, Venture loves to put that type of shit into his books all the time. But again, sometimes it's hard to work out what the fuck he's actually referencing. You know. Oh dear me. But anyway. So Schult is dangerous. Anyway, let's keep going. Then you've got the anti-individualist or postmodernist. Fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, wet burp. You like that, do you? I'm on the. I should probably show you. So I'm on the vodka, lemonade, and Smirnoff Ice. So there you go. But I've hardly drank it, so you know. Anyway, look, I want to get to the main event. This here adventure is really good. I'm really tempted. I think I'm gonna run this one. This is the one that I think Tomb of the Vanir. I think next game I get a chance, I'm either gonna be running this or I'm probably gonna be running Tars 2. I'm not entirely sure, but I need to test play a lot of stuff so I could run almost any system that I'm working on, because they all need test played. So you know, but this one's really good, and like, you know, it's a good size that, you know, you could get it done in one session, but like realistically, it's more like a 2-3. So I like it. See, honestly, Mega Dungeons, I can't fucking deal with them. They just seem to go on and meander until either the whole party dies or you just get bored and then you just leave. You know what I mean? I know that's not very. Well, James, it's not very good of you. I know you guys love Mega Dungeons, but like, I don't know, it's just not my thing personally. You know, it's just not. But anyway, look, I think it's really good. I think that the book's worth picking up just for this one alone. So like, let's get to Elysium, because that's like really where the main source of like the story is driven in this book. So let's just keep going down. Again, he's done this twice, which I really like. Yeah, see, this one's one of the better versions of the maps. Some of the maps that he's done are really good, and other maps are kind of trash. You know what I mean? I mostly play on virtual tabletop, so I really like to have good maps. You know. See if I buy where the fuck? See the amount of people selling adventures and they don't bother putting maps in. It's like, sort your fucking life out. You know what I mean? See if I buy something and like it doesn't have a map, I just like, give me my fucking money back, you thief. You know what I mean? You absolute thieving bastards, you know? But look, Elysium, this is the main event, and again, it's not quite a mega dungeon, but it's a big dungeon, and it's got a lot of funny stuff in it, all in venture style, which I absolutely love. So the main idea is that these off-worlders have came to mine the spice on Schult, and they are pretty much enslaving the local population. So it's very Dune mixed with Star Wars, and there's actually a good few there's a good few Star Wars references and there's references to fucking everything in this. Why am I even bothering to tell you guys? Yeah, it's got references, guys. Uh, of nothing. Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm on about. Sneaked it. It just seems to go on and on. It's like, oh man, we're gonna fucking get to something. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, look, I'll show you guys some of the stuff that's in this. I think it's pretty good. I think this book does everything that Chult book 1 does, but better. I honestly do. I do think the first Chult book is worth picking up, but I think the second one, Chult Fuchsia Malaise, is far better. It feels like a more definitive version. Is that fair to say? I think that is. That'd be the best way to put it. You know. Let's keep going. Bit strange thing, but sure, there's no aliens in Dune. Oh yeah, actually that's true. Well, they've got the worms. The worms I'm gonna count as aliens, But yeah, there's a lot of Dune references here. Let me get to it. There's a thingy one here. There's a Star Wars one in here. Again, this works really well. So it does. It's actually really good. I think everything that he's put together in it, I think just works. There's a lot of randomness to it at the same time, so it's not like I fully set out exactly this is what's going to happen. It's not overly handholdy, but it just gives you enough to work with, But there's some books that I've came across where they just refuse to give you fucking anything, where it's like, oh, you're the DM working it yourself. I bought your fucking book, man. If I buy your book, you need to you know what I mean? It's like, oh, go just do it yourself. It's like, how about I bought your fucking book and give me my fucking adventure? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes there's a weird dichotomy going on, I think, with a lot of people. Some people are like, there's some people out there that will never buy anything, because they just want to do it themselves, and that's fine. I've got, I would, if you're like that, you're like that. I personally do like to buy stuff. I like to pick stuff up. I like to mesh it. I like to change it. I like to warp it into my own creation. Normally what I do whenever I'm buying books, I'm using them for inspiration or as resources to a certain extent. But then some books you come across where they just don't do fucking anything. You know what I mean? Look, you know what I mean? Look, let's just keep going. I suppose that's a rant for another video, I suppose. But this does it perfectly. And again, look, let's go over the stat blocks. You got your hit points, you got your AC, you got your save, your damage, your attack bonus, and your number of attacks, and then any special there, and that's it. No arson about. And I think that is something that I really would like to emulate. My source for make it yourself 60 blank page. Exactly. Here, you know what? I'll give it to you. So there's one that I really like the look of, and I think it's really good, and I think it's extremely well put together, and I personally really like the guy who's made it, but it's a very expensive book, and it pretty much says Loblo do it yourself. I don't know if I want to name it. No, you know what? I wouldn't name it, but it's a popular book, and the guy that wrote it's a cool guy, and I quite like him. But see if I'm buying an $80 fucking book, and it says Loblo do it yourself. How about fucking no? Now don't get me wrong. It's okay to have random tables and for it to change from time to time, but like. I have to generate the map myself, and I've spent 80 fucking quid. No, you know what I mean. Like that's all I got to say on it. I don't really want to. I don't want to go too much onto it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'd be being mean for the sake of being mean. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. Airlock, biodome. Like let's get down to where is the chemical weapons. Yeah, we got a xenomorph, so we do. Let me find it. There is is this it? Cookie Monster Cake. Tickles the Clown. No, I think it's back up. I think I've missed it, have I? There we go, Zedi. central hub, open open space with computer terminals, desks, chairs, and humanoids looking at screens. At the moment, everyone is gathered around, gathering data on Federation activity, just in case they decide to launch an attack on Elysium. Technicians run for the exits if anyone starts shooting. The distinct sound of laser swords clashing can be heard down the hall. Investigation confirms that two Zedi, one wearing white robes and the other wearing black robes, are locked in an energy sword duel. They fight over the honor of a space harlot named Trishta. Yeah. Maybe they want to save page space. No, the thing is, it's fucking Yudge. Do the work if you're. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, why the fuck don't be charging me 80 quid for a book and then be like, here, this is all the research to make it yourself. It's like, no, I paid you the fucking money. Give me the fucking book. You know, I've paid you in the hope that you could make something better than what I could, you know. Oh no, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't go Teehee Macaroni. You know what? I might put him in thingies in the monster manual, but not call him that. This here is pretty good. Prefer forget. Special. So the Zedi in white wields a laser saber, 3d6 damage for the white or for the green one, and then for the red one, the Sith, it's only 1d6. But if you roll a 6 on a roll, the target must make a saving throw or be disintegrated. So I think that's pretty cool. I think you can drag and drop that into almost anything. Tarrant, is that who I think it is? An officer, keys and hologram is sent. Tarrant, please tell me that's not who I think it is. Like another Tarrant. An officer with three soldiers gaze at a hologram in the center of the room. The hologram shows a planet Schult and solar system with a plethora of charts and graphs next to it. Officer Tarrant runs the day-to-day operations of Elysium. No, it's not. It's not the guy who I'm thinking of anyway. Something about I don't know who. I don't know. You know what? Play better off not referencing on in a YouTube video who I thought he was on about. You know. But yeah, look, I think this is really good. It's wacky. Every room is wacky. Every room is interesting. Every room has got something to it, you know. And again, it kind of doesn't make sense. No, does that matter? Honestly, it doesn't matter. I think just have fun with it. Again, I feel like this is one thing that I feel like Venger flirts with quite a bit, and he flirts quite a bit with LL totally random, and somehow he just manages to avoid it. Maybe it's because I think the stuff that he's referencing and the way he does it, I think is really funny. Maybe that's what it is, but I just really enjoy it. So anyway, look, we're gonna keep going because I feel like I've spoken enough about the adventures in the book, and again, yeah, it's got that fucking wacky art style that, again, kind of looks like carnival rides, and I kind of can't help but really enjoy it. I actually really like it. There's something like oddly charming about the whole thing, you know. But anyway, so let's keep going. See, for 45 quid, see the amount that you get in this. It's really good. Like, it's really good. Just the pure amount. I think you could honestly buy this book and you could run just the adventures from it, and you could be doing this for easily about let me think. You could this would easily be a year and a bit's worth of content. Like, if you were running games weekly and you just ran the stuff that was in this book, I'd say about a year and a half. Here we go. So like that's the end of the book. I don't really want to talk too much about the adventures, but I feel like we have to go over Crimson Dragon Slayer Levi's D20. So this is some of the weird shit in the book that, again, this is like, character sheets are not required. That's something that I just look at. I'm like, no man, I kind of want a character sheet. You know what I mean? But there's some stuff in it that he does really well, and there's other stuff that, you know, it's hit or miss, but I think this is definitely the revised version so far. This is definitely a lot better than what was in the first book, because I feel like the first book just didn't have enough, you know? I feel like, Carney going to take me to come back to, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Everything, yeah, it is exactly that. I don't know how will I go into this. You know what? I'll show off the stuff that I really enjoy. You know, some of the stuff that I thought was actually really cool in this that I think more people should check out. So he's got his characters: fighters, wizards, clerics, thief. You've got your laces. Everything's easy enough. There's nothing over the top. Alignment, something noteworthy. So like a bit of a background. Combat, easy enough. Where is it? There's a bit in here that I thought was quite good. Now the only thing is, see, I'm not a big fan of AC system, like where you have to go to hit exactly. I've kind of went in a very different light where I really like arm. Like a goal to hit is different from your armor. An armor to me should be how much damage it absorbs. Like armor is used to absorb damage and take in damage, whereas a hit, it's all or nothing with that. But again, the guy is trying to design something that I think is very universal, which I can't help but if that's the way he wants to go about it, then that makes sense, and that's something very easy for me personally to change. Yeah, is that a good way to put it? Dual wielding, ranged, all easy enough. Not the heckin' not 20. Miscellaneous, saving throws. Where is it? There's one bit that he had in this that I thought was really good, and it was criticals that he had. Third level spells, fourth level. Let's keep going. Yeah, you can see three titty. He's got the thought audit, thought police, and a credit for your thoughts. Yeah, so that's the type of other stuff that the Avenger makes, and you know what? I can't help but appreciate it, but I've never actually read any of them, so I don't really want to comment too much. Where is it? No, I'll go back up because I've probably missed it. But again, how many pages does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. It's a 12-page system. And from everything that I've got, it's perfectly usable and it works perfectly well. However, I would really like a character sheet. Yeah, exactly. That's what I kind of go for. I really like armor being used as a way to absorb damage. But yeah, so I think it works. But if you, it's up to you. It's all about preference. I do think this is a lot better than what he had in the first book. That's all I'm gonna say. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go around to the bottom, make sure we've gone through everything in the book. It's pretty good size. It's a hefty book, so it is. Humble servant, special abilities. Oh wait, there's more. Acrobat. No, there's more to it. Where is it? There was something I was looking at. These are all like feats, if it were. Well, not quite special abilities, but they may as well be feats, now you keep going. There we go. Look at this picture and tell me what you see. Some kind of squirming ferret horror, a tentacled vortex of new. I can't read it. Flash widening slime. Grease hideous beyond black. Okay, it's a vagina. There you go. It's Avenger as a psychiatrist talking to Lovecraft. I can't help but enjoy that to a certain extent. I kind of think that's really funny, but I don't know. Look, maybe that's just me. Past deeds. Right. You know what? I'm just gonna cut to the end. Yeah, this is where he kind of gives more of like I don't know. It's kind of like DM advice and stuff, which again is actually pretty good. One of them, I kind of just skimmed over this. I didn't give this a proper read. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't properly read it, but I didn't feel like the book was going to be reviewing like Crimson Dragon Slayer. It wasn't really part of what I had in mind exactly. Don't waste time. Keep the players playing. Progression. Have fun. What is this one? Where is it? Random encounters. Where motivate your players. Where is it? Well, there's one that says your NPCs suck. Oh, yeah, there we go. Your NPCs suck. Players don't want to hear the extensive background or relevant monologue of your precious NPCs. NPCs need to contribute something worthwhile, information, comic relief, local color tension. You know what I mean? And I think this is actually quite good. And routine. No, that's Avenger, so it's supposed to be. But yeah, you could probably say that it would be anti-routine as well. But I thought these were actually a pretty good list of commandments, but I never really give them a proper lead over, so I don't really want to comment too much. So and then it's got an index at the end. So I'm just gonna go back up to the top, and then I'm gonna go back onto webcam. So, overall, I really like this book, and for the price that he's put it at the minute, I think it's a very good price. I'll get it up here. Let me just put it back into its dust jacket. And again, I'm gonna say it right now. I fucking hate dust jackets, man. I really do. I just don't like dust jackets. They're just not my thing. You know, they are a bit of a pain, and I would just have loved to have had a ribbon instead. Let me get it up here. Actually, I'll throw up on screen. If we go here, so. And that's how much it is. You can buy them all for $120. I would recommend getting all of them. Now, I've only reviewed the first one and the second one so far. And personally, if you're that insistent and you don't trust us and you're only going to buy one, buy this one. Honest to God, buy this one. It's a great book. I don't think you can fuck up with it. I think it's got everything that... For me, it's got a lot of stuff in it that's useful for me. I don't feel like I don't think it goes into... Like, it doesn't do anything unnecessary. Does that make sense? I feel like everything that it has in it is useful to a certain extent. There's some stuff that I'm like, I don't like R for, but for the most part, it's worthwhile, you know? And I just think it's a good book. And that's all I can really put on it. I feel like I'm giving this a really... I don't know how better to explain myself, so I'll just get the other books open here and show you guys while I'm here. So that's all of them here, right? So I'll explain to them what if you're going to get a book. So this first one, if you really like Mega Dungeons, pick this up. It's got 2 other adventures bar the Mega Dungeon, but the first 2 adventures are kind of trash, but they're okay. But it's got a good introduction of the world of Chult and how wacky it is. But I feel like it gets wackier and wackier throughout the book. You know, shit downstairs, block the toilet, need a plunger, order one. It's a murder. Oh, fuck's sake, Megan. I'm not that bad, for God's sake. So book 1, I think it's pretty good. But it's not the best. If you're tight for cash, if you don't have the money, the other books in this series are better. If I be honest with you, they just are. But this is still a great book. But again, if you're not fully bought over and picking up the whole trilogy, then, you know, I kind of get that. Megan, don't call me out like this on fucking... This is my live stream, okay? You know, this book I really love. I think it's got a lot of stuff in it. It's nowhere near as sleazy, so you could bring this out and show your friends, and you won't be called a pervert. If you bring this out randomly, you're probably going to be called a pervert, but I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of titties in this one, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this in a video. If I be honest with you, just the sheer amount of titties. You know what? I'm going to show you guys something that's in this book, and just to give you guys a taste of what's to come in it. Let me see if I'm going to be able to find it or not. There's tons of teddies, so I need to be kind of careful because I've already had to fucking delete one of the videos already, for God's sake. Fucking gay porn for showing up on the screen, for God's sake. That's not good. Get absolutely abused by fucking YouTube's terms of service. Oh my God, come on. Where is it? Right. It's bound to be about here somewhere. There we go. I think we're not far away from it. I think we're not far away from it. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, for God's sake. I can't find it. Anyway, there's a crown abortion in this one. Alright, that's all I'm going to show you. There's a crown abortion in this one. And I don't know how much I can show you. So, there you go. Just put a sticky note over your betties. So, yeah. And again, look, this is some of the stuff about... So, I'm going to spend the rest of the video just... So, again, this is where you can pick it up. Links down below. He's put them kind of on sale, you kind of have to talk to him directly to get your hands on the books. Again, they're quite boutique, they're very well put together, but for the love of God, I just hate dust jackets, and I would have loved a fucking ribbon, you know what I mean? So I'm going to talk about Venger for a wee minute. So I am and talk about him as a character and who he is and what he's all about. Personally, and again, I probably should have prefaced this at the start. I would say I'm quite friendly with Avenger. I talk to Avenger from time to time, and I think he's a cool guy. I think he's funny. I don't know if he means to be funny all the time. That's one of the big ones. Like sometimes Avenger just does shit. Like I would almost put, you know what he's kind of like in a certain extent. He's kind of like he's definition based retard, where like he's kind of like Varge, but like not a Nazi. So Varge like kind of just comes off with ones from time to time. It is like very argumentative online, and like I think it's really funny. But for a lot of people, like a lot of people just get off put by a lot of that sort of stuff, you know. Um, but again, I think it's really funny, and I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? Hold on, there we go. Um, so yeah, Venger he gets himself into all sorts of problems. He near got kicked off drive through because he did an anti-abortion adventure, and I did that. I actually talked about that one. Me and Teal reviewed it in the first Schultz book. We talked about that, and yeah, a lot of people got upset with us in the comments. It's called Asperger's. Yeah, maybe it is. You know what? Maybe it is. um, yeah. Unintentionally based. Yeah. He is. So I think he's really funny. And so a lot of the stuff that he pulls off is fucking hilarious. And you know what? See, for a Boomerman, he's got charm. Like he does. He's got some charm to him. Like I'm very fond of the guy. You know, and I like what he does. I really like what he does, and sometimes he does stuff that's really weird, and he's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. You know, Venture gets up to whack. Yeah, he fucking does. He does. Sometimes it would just be, it's like, Venture, did you really have to do that? You know, did you really have to get up to such hijinks? He's like, yeah, man, I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? Again, that's what I like about him. He's a really interesting character, but again, because he's an interesting character, that really puts so many people off. You know, and again, a lot of people can't divorce themselves from the artist from their art. You know, I'm okay with that. Even if I think, well, to be fair, I don't know, might be different because Avenger attacks subjects, whereas a lot of the type of like left leaning types that I still enjoy their art, their stuff for, a lot of their books for it don't address any of these sort of topics. They kind of just stay away from them. But occasionally they say on like Twitter, like BLM or whatever, or like God knows whatever, whatever the new it thing is, like Ukraine or whatever. Like you guys get it, like all that type of stuff. The second there's like a new coming, it's like yeah, let's go. I'll get behind this. It's like, oh, I don't really care, but you see a lot of them get behind it all the time. Why was the stream down? Because Venture has some, again, Venture has a following, like a bit of a gay following. James was post government secrets and thug posting again. Yeah. So yeah, Venture gets himself into a lot of bother, and I think this is one of the biggest problems with Venture is he's good at certain degrees of marketing. He's good at outreach marketing, but again, I don't know how far that's going to get him because it's so divisive. The type of outreach marketing that he does, it can be really off-putting to a lot of people, and it would make a lot of people never want to touch his stuff ever. Even though, and again, his stuff's got such a very specific taste. It's so, again, I love it, but again, I don't think it's for everyone. If you're not into like a wacky style, like if you're not into like playing Spaceballs, you know what I mean? That's kind of what a lot of it feels like. It feels like a lot of them are like, it's like a big parody. Some points in it he can be very serious and he can lay down a very serious tone, and then other times it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the fucking piss. Like I think the Footies are in this one. You know what I mean? There's a fucking crying abortion in the other one. It's really wacky, and like that's not to everyone's taste, and I get that. But if it is, I would say at the very least, look into the PDFs, and the PDFs are relatively cheap. Get him here to the live stream. I think check out the PDFs. The PDFs are the best. Well, not that they're not the best, but they're the best alternative if you're not too sure about spending your money. I would say probably go with this one. Great pitch, perfect way to sum it up. Spaceballs the book. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, that would be a good way to put it. But I like that though. I'm into that type of shit. I really enjoy it. You know, it's a perfect parody, and I really like that. But again, that's just not for everyone, and I get that. I would say if you're new to Chult and if you've never heard about it before, check out this one. Check out the PDF, and if you like the PDF, I would definitely say get the book because the books are fucking heavy duty to say the least. And he's selling them at a pretty good price now. And for the whole trilogy to be $120, and it's only how much is it for shipping? He's selling it. He's doing $10 shipping in US, and it's kind of expensive for everywhere else. It's 65, but eh, you know, he like Venger, he didn't give me these for free, but he did give me a very, very good deal on these books. So he did like a very good deal. So would I have spent the money on these books? Would I have spent full price? I don't think I would have bought them all in one go because I couldn't justify to myself buying spending that much money on books without having never really reading any of it. So that's a thing. So yeah, I think if you're not, okay, I think you know what, that's the best way I'm gonna put it. Check out the PDF for this, and if you like the PDF, if you like what you see, pick up the full book, and if you like this one, you should check out the other ones. That's the only way I put it. And again, like I'm just gonna say it. Avenger gets himself into a lot of culture war stuff. He gets into a lot of arguments with people online. He's a giga Trump guy. He's forever Sharon Tucker Carlson sort of stuff. So to a lot of people, that's just so off-putting that they wouldn't even give Avenger the time of day, which is a little shame because I think his stuff's funny. But again, I kind of agree with a lot of the stuff. Does he take crypto? No, I don't know if he does. He's a bit of a boomer. I don't know if I don't think he does. I don't think he knows how to use it. Well, he's a bit old. Well, he would be like, man, I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X. It's like, okay, sure, But again, if you want the books, you need to actually like message him directly and speak to him. So I linked to his blog down below, and you can send him a wee email, and he'll get back to you about it. So that's it's very word of mouth. It's interesting the way. Oh fuck! Will he take NFTs? You know what? Maybe. I think if you really tried, I think maybe you could convince him. Get. Guess that Tucker Carlson thing might not be happening. I don't know what happened. What is it? Tucker Carlson got kicked off Fox or something. I don't know. I don't watch Tucker Carlson. I don't watch fucking Fox, man. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like it's not like something that I'm like. Why would a Europer watch fucking Fox News? For God's sake, you know what I mean? I've got my own propaganda machine to keep me busy, But yeah, I think I'm gonna finish up here and really try and get a few notes to use and get this wrap this up as tightly as I can and try to this is for people that aren't familiar with Chult. I think if you are familiar with Chult, you already know this. I think you're just watching this for the pure band, because Chult's strange. It's not your average RPG. It's very, very different. Do the NFTs have boobs? I think he would. Look, you would need to ask him, but I think if he sent him one with it, I think if you were a woman, now don't get me wrong, actually no, Venture is married and he does have 5 kids, so I wouldn't recommend this. But I think if there was I think if you were a juggalette, a trashy juggalette that looked like you had a stanky puss, I think if you sent her, if you were a juggalette with stanky puss, I think that would be Venture's ultimate kryptonite, if I be honest with you. yeah. But yeah, look, I think this stuff's really good, and the reason why I want to do these book reviews and show off these sort of things is because I want to be able to talk about stuff that I actually really enjoy, stuff that I like, stuff that I think is worth talking about. Garbu's forever talking to me. He's like, man, do you want to review Thirsty Sword Lesbians? No, I don't want to waste my time reading that. I don't want to get into stuff that I know that I'm going to hate, stuff that I know it's I'm never going to play this, I'm never going to enjoy it, please make it stop. So whenever I do these sort of book reviews, I really want to do books that I always feel I think are worth picking up. Oh, there we go. There we go. Venture Sup, I got a couple of minutes before I have to help with homework and make the dinner. Any questions? All right, Venger. I was saying what I said to the boys was, I think you sell them for a very good price now, and you have to like message you directly. But I think if you were like a trashy juggalette with a stanky puss, and you sent Venger like a message with like because they were asking for like would you take NFTs, I think. I think if you were like a trashy juggalette and you had like a prosthetic third tit, I think you would send you a copy for free. How does that sound? You know, something along those lines. But again, of course, Venger's a good man. He's got a wife and like 5 kids. You know, so like to sum it up, I like the book, and I think you should definitely check it out. I think this book is better than this book. I think it does a lot of things better, but I don't really want to speak too much about the third book. I've got no idea how I'm going to even talk about the third book because it's got so many titties in it. That's kind of ridiculous. Oh, also, Venger, you've got a gay following on some ASMR like site thing that I find, and I had to take down the last live stream because it fucking flashed up some gay porn, so it did on me, for God's sake. Why the name Vor for the bird people? Well, because they consume people, so I'm going to assume that's why he went for Vor. You know, hold on, I'll get up that back up. I'll throw that back up on the screen so I will here. Let's go down. What page was that on? There we go. It was up here. There we go. Vor. But yeah, I'm thinking that's pretty much everything. Like everything worth talking about. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but again, I kind of feel like I have to because the first half of this video had to get fucking deleted, which is a bit of a shame. But like I couldn't afford to spend the time. It's got so many titties. Is the best way to sell the book. Well, yeah, yeah. They don't have mouths though. Well, they consume it by like secretion, I believe. They does the rib cage just open? I think that would have been way cooler. I think that would have been way spookier if he'd done that. But it sounds like it's done through acid. Most likely acidic secretion, leaving only bones and a digestive green slime in their wake. Yeah, so there you go. They pretty much like the just like the movie was there. Oh wait, was there a movie? See, the only thing I know Vor from is fucking furries. So the process is kind of a mystery. Hmm. But yeah, so like I'll get back on point. This book's pretty good, and I like it, and I don't really want to spoil too much. Everything in it is done a lot. It's the same as the first book, but everything's done that bit better. Friends to the kitchen. Adios. All right, mom. Talk to you later. I think that's where we're gonna end anyway. So we are. I think this here is a great book. Also, buy my books, motherfucker. Yeah, I can't do the venture impressions, But yeah, look, if you're interested, look, I would chill this any day of the week. I think this is worth picking up because, I mean, if I'm playing it, why would I not? My favorite channel is live. Hey, I mean, I take you gotta go and see someone else. But like, I think that's where we're gonna finish up, and I'm gonna correct this live stream, change the title and all that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And I'm looking forward to doing. Well, I'm not. This book's probably not gonna be done next. I'm probably gonna review another book before I get to this one, but I've also got no idea how I'm supposed to do this one because there's a lot of titties on it. Technically, you can't have titties on YouTube, but it needs to be in an educational manner. So maybe if I change the video from entertainment to educational, maybe I could have that. But I'd rather just not test fate with YouTube's terms of service. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, again, for £120, look at how fucking no, I don't want to drop this on the table actually because I've got the glass there and babies sleeping in next door. But anyway, look, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. I hope I explained this as best I could. I know I kind of did a shit show of it, but I mean, it's a weird book, so No, man, please don't make me do that. Garbu really wants to do it. Garbu really wants to do Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I really don't want to do Thirsty Sword Lesbians, man. I just don't want to fucking do it. Like, this, I feel like I would rather spend my time doing almost anything else than reading over that book. It would just be like a checklist. Like, yeah, I hate it, man. Thanks. You know what? I will do it. I will do it. Car lesbians. What I will do is, you know what? I'll get Garbu to lead it, and Garbu can present it to me and Megan. How does that sound? Garbu can be the one being like, "Yo, check this out," and he can go through all the bits. Cause I just don't. I'll show up and react to it. That's the best I can give you guys. Cause I just do not want to waste my fucking day reading Thirsty Sword Lesbians whenever I could be doing anything else. You know, anything else. Just say transsexual so they don't attack. Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, I could do that. But anyway, look, guys, I think this is where I'm gonna love yous and leave yous. Hopefully, I've explained this book well enough, and you can always check it out. Links down below, and I'll see you next time.